in my opinion, when you're working on vehicles and probably other things as well, it's really good to have as many weapons in your arsenal as possible, so to speak. And a lot of the times that when you're accessing fasteners, you're doing so with wrenches. So I have a mobile auto repair business that I started last year, and this is what I've come up with as far as my wrenches. They're going to be guys and gals that have more wrenches than this for sure, and there will certainly be people who know more about the trade than I do, and there will be people who have more expensive wrenches than I do for sure. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'll just go over what type of wrench each of these are, and then at the end I will go through and try to tell you where I bought them and how much I paid for them. So your standard combination wrenches are going to be something like this. Okay, they're considered the standard length, and they'll do a lot of different jobs. Um, Same with that there. Then you have what are considered long pattern wrenches. So they're exactly the same except for they're a little bit longer. So like this one is let's see. For example, this 10 millimeter is most likely just maybe, I don't know, maybe an inch longer than the standard 10 millimeter, and then it varies, of course, proportionately when you go up, but that helps you get more leverage. And then you have line wrenches or flare nut wrenches, and they help when you're trying to get like a brake line or something like that open. Anything with a nut with a line on it, so it could be fuel hoses, fuel fittings, brake lines, things like that, because you don't want to use a traditional wrench head like this where you only get two sides of the fastener. This will grip 5 sides, and the reason you can't grip 6 sides, of course, is because the brake line is in the way, or whatever else. These are, I think, fairly unique. These are for damaged fasteners. So the idea is that this stuff kind of digs into the fastener and turns it. I haven't had any luck with them so far. I'm like 0 for 1, but I think they will still be well worth the money. And then over here, this is stubby and ratcheting, so you could put it into both categories, but these are stubby wrenches. So they basically get into areas where you wouldn't be able to get a traditional wrench. There's a set right here. So if you look at the 10 millimeter here versus the traditional size 10 millimeter, you'll see that there is a pretty good size difference. So you'll be able to get this into spots where you wouldn't be able to get this traditional size wrench. These are also a set of SAE and metric stubby wrenches. These are called service wrenches, but you can also call them stubby wrenches. They may not look like much, but they can really get you out of some bad positions if you can't get a grip on a larger fastener, or you need to hold it in order to turn the other side. They came in a nice plastic case, but I got rid of that because it's too hard to put them back in. Then you have what would be called obstruction wrenches. These are offset box wrenches. I have both metric and SAE here, and it's pretty self-explanatory. If there's something in the way right here, you can get over it by the offset. I don't think people would necessarily call those obstruction wrenches, but they sort of are. This is an S-type wrench, and this is what you would call more of an obstruction wrench. So you can see it bends in order to get into tight places. I really don't know of any examples. I haven't really had a need for them yet. There's also the half moon variety of obstruction wrenches, which they're just C-shaped or half moon shaped. I haven't used them before, but I ordered some and they should be here soon. These would be I think more of a cross between a socket and a wrench. These are called crow's foot or crow's feet wrenches. So this is the flare nut variety, just like the line wrenches. And this is more of where you grip 2 sides of the fastener. I have another set of these as well. This is just a traditional adjustable wrench. I almost never use these. I have a really big one. I almost never use them. And then these are some more, I think they're called ignition wrenches. They're just very small, and they have their purposes, but they're basically just really small wrenches. These go at a different angle. Like they have I believe it's a 60-degree angle, and so I have definitely run into times where these are useful. Just bought these recently, but that way you can approach a fastener from a slightly different angle. These are thin wrenches, and basically when you can't get in a traditional wrench, you would use this. You can see how thin that is. It's one of those things where you don't use them very often, but when you need them, you really need them. There's a set right there as well. These are considered universal style wrenches, and I say they have limited uses, but they are what you would call splined on the inside as opposed to 12-point. And I know you can grip Torx fasteners with them. You can grip a variety of fasteners, probably Allen wrench type fasteners, or I know you could grip Torx with them. So I don't have a whole lot of use for those, but I've used them before. And then this is just another set of the long pattern wrenches. These have the V-notch, so instead of gripping two sides, like, well, actually those are V-notch too. Instead of gripping two sides like these over here, this one grips 4 sides. So, but yeah, those are also the long pattern wrenches. Over here we have the flex head ratcheting wrenches. This one is not part of the original set. There's like 3 of these that aren't part of the original set. Excuse me, but basically it's your standard wrench, but this flexes and it ratchets. Okay, and these are extremely useful. I'll tell you a little bit more about the branding and stuff like that later. This is the same thing, but these are inch or fractional or SAE versus the metric over there. These ratchets are the same type. They're flex head ratcheting wrenches. The difference is these are really long. These are longer than your traditional wrench. Like here's a 19 millimeter right here of the traditional, and then here's the 19 millimeter of the of this type. And these are nice. This also has a deep end, right? If you can see it right there, the black that protrudes out. So that way, if you have something, an obstruction in the way, another bolt or something, you can get around it. And that is extremely useful. I actually haven't used these yet. I just bought these. The white on there is I sprayed white lithium grease. I'm sure somebody will tell me that that's wrong, but seems to have worked for me so far. But anyway, these are very nice. I've heard good things about them. But anyway, that's kind of a separate category of wrench right there. These are aviation wrenches. I don't know anything about aviation, but I assume it was appropriate to name them that. But they are just double box-ended. So those are 12-point on each end, and they have no offset. You can see there the angle. There's no bend to it, and these can be pretty useful if you need to put a lot of torque on something and you don't want to have to get out of socket, or you need to get into a tight spot. These are really nice. I just bought these as well. These are 6-point wrenches. You can see there that it grips the bolt at 6 different points. So 360 divided by 6, that's what, I think 60. So every 60 degrees, this can engage with the fastener. Well, if you only have this much area right here, what is that, maybe 30 degrees or so? If you only have that much area to engage with the fastener, you might get lucky and you might be able to get it on there, or maybe not. And that's why most wrenches are 12-point, like this style. So there's 30. You only need 30 degrees. It engages with the fastener every 30 degrees. So it's easier to get it on there, but the bad thing is it will round off bolts a little easier. Usually it's not a problem, but if you really need to put some serious torque on a bolt and you don't want to risk rounding it off and you have room to engage these are excellent. I've used one of them so far, and I really like them. They'd probably be great on brake bleeding jobs. So hopefully that was a good overview. I'll tell you how much I paid for these if I can remember. These were around $40 used on Amazon. They're used is basically just open box. I think they're originally $50. They are the Effacere brand, which is completely generic, but they are very good. Same thing here, same brand. I think these were $30, $35 on Amazon. Very high reviews, but yeah, a company I've never heard of. These I paid probably around $25 for. They are Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight. These are the Yescom brand, and you know there's a Tecton up there. There's 3 of them that are replacements, but for about $40, I got those on eBay. It's a very good deal. Yeah, they are cheap, but for what you're paying for, you're getting a really good deal. These are about $125 on Amazon. They're the Mountain brand. These were $50 new, and I think I bought them used or open boxed. Like I said, excuse me, paid a little bit less. I think those were around $20 for those thin, $25 for those. These are from Home Depot. These are on Amazon, the Grip brand, Grand Rapids Industrial Products. Harbor Freight, probably about $10. Both of these here, the offset kind, I believe they're about $15 each, maybe $20 each. Harbor Freight. Those are probably 10 to 15 at Harbor Freight. I'm sorry I don't have the exact amounts. This is a collection of different ones. I mean, you could probably easily get that many of them for about $20. A couple of bucks probably. I inherited those. This set and this set here are from Aldi. It's the Aldi brand, and they were like $6 a set. Seriously. So it was a good deal. It's my first set of wrenches. These are the Channellock brand, and I think I paid $50, and then I had to add the 8mm and the 16mm, so I probably paid closer to $75, something like that. They're very good. The line wrenches, you can see these on the Harbor Freight website, but I think they were on coupon. I think they were $10 a piece, and they're well worth it. I believe I paid $20 to $25. I realize I don't know the exact prices for this stuff, folks, but sorry about that. But I bought this on Woot, which is the Amazon affiliate website. But yeah, I think it was $20 to $25. That was about $25. Bought those on Amazon. These and these are also Harbor Freight. I think I paid $20 for these on coupon. Those were $8.99 on coupon. I remember that. These were about $40 after a 25% or 20 off coupon, so about $50 at Harbor Freight. These were $46 and change on eBay. They are the Horuzdi brand. Let's see. Well, it shows it on here somewhere. Yeah, Horuzdi. These are the Steelman Pro brand, and I bought these on Amazon for $90. I know that's a lot, but hard to find 6-point, and I don't believe they don't miss very many. They don't skip very many sizes. So yeah, that's it. That's a lot of wrenches. I guess I paid a lot of money for them, but cheaper than Snap-on. And the point of making this was just to show you really need a lot of different wrenches in order to work on vehicles. So the more you can accumulate, the better off you're going to be, because you can buy a set of wrenches and think, well, I'll never need that. And then all of a sudden one day you're like, man, I really wish I would have bought that, that specific style of wrench. So I've got some Half Moon wrenches on the way, another set of ignition wrenches. And what I really want to buy is these double-headed wrenches where, they're double-headed ratcheting, and they're 6-point like this from Tecton. They're about $130. So I'm going to get those as soon as I can. Hope this helped somebody.